Robbie, just get your assessment of that one today.
I thought the first half was scrappy, truth be told. But the one thing that we've maybe been concerned with, shall I say, in the past, the one thing that maybe at Tranmere we were guilty of was I thought we more than matched that scrap today. You know, I told the players at half time that can't stop because that's what Bradford want to do to you. And when the team comes to our place in particular and wants to have a fight, let's have a fight. Let's prove that we're as good as them at that. Because I know the football will come out because we've got good players, and I thought the second half we were very good, really, really good. Probably had the better chances in the first half, bizarrely. You know, we had a couple of really good opportunities to score. But no, I think overall really pleased with how we played and how we fought and what we gave to the team and each player individually. Frustrated not to win.
I know you said during the week there were discussions about trying to start the game better than last week. They were obviously going to come out quick with the crowd behind them as well. Were you pleased with how we handled that sort of pressure early on?
Yeah, and listen, this is no slight on anybody else. We were caught cold last week, and yes, we brought it on ourselves, but you could see that we actually looked like a team that had a game and then sort of had a good week's training. I think the experience of what Paul brings helps that as well. I thought he was excellent. I think people can see that he's going to be a really good player for us. Max coming on, he only signed yesterday morning, so he's obviously a player I've known a hell of a long time. He was at Hull City coming through the youth ranks. I was at Grimsby, so I knew all about him, but he'll be a good signing for us. And the disruption we've had this week, obviously on the back of the players leaving at the start of the window, players coming in, trained on 4G for 2 days, which some of the players aren't particularly keen on, but the pitches were frozen, 3 enforced substitutions. So I've got to be pleased with the performance. I'm frustrated we didn't win.
You mentioned those 3 substitutions all down to injury. How pleased were you with how the players seem to handle that and adapt to the changes?
Yeah, well, it's how we work, so that's credit to the staff, because every player gets the same information throughout the week. You know, we don't have in particular a working week where the starters do one thing and the subs do another, and so every player going onto the pitch knows exactly what I require from them, and that's important, because if the players go onto the pitch and don't know, that's my fault. If they go onto the pitch and can't do what I want, that's down to them. So was really pleased with the impact of all the substitutions today, because it was a tough game to probably go into, but they adapted very well.
I know you've already touched on Max Clark, but you probably brought him on sooner than you would have wanted to, given the circumstances. But how pleased were you with his impact, and is that what fans can expect to see more of from him?
I think so. I think he's a very good footballer. Can't imagine him giving many balls away. And obviously, he likes to cross the ball, and we lost Josh in the first half, and Matty comes on and poses a different threat to Josh, to different players. But yeah, I think overall we'll take the point and focus on the positives from that.
Just on the injuries that were sustained, is there any news so soon after the game on
I've just seen them in there. So Aidan got a bang on his knee, so that's an impact injury, so that could be hopefully okay, but it could be anything until that settles down. We won't know. Josh collided with the goalkeeper and rolled his ankle. He's obviously a big unit, so when he rolls his ankle, it's going to be sore. And Liam's got a really nasty gash on his shin. Out of all of them, I'm probably most hopeful Liam will be okay, and I say that just because it's a nasty cut, but obviously we'll have to make assessments during the week.
Given sort of those injuries and the transition this January transfer window, losing a few players, bringing players in, were you overall pleased with the performance that the players put out there, considering those circumstances?
Yeah, of course I was. And the job for me now is to try and help the players that we've got in the building by getting some more in, and we're well on the way with that, but until they're done, they're not done. But this week will be really important regarding that. I would love to have probably at least 2 in early part of next week. If it drags into the later part of next week, we might have to look at the other targets we've got, because we can't wait around for somebody forever.